The Pittsburgh Steelers season is still alive behind, well, backup quarterback Mitch Trubisky. Now the question has presented itself. And maybe I'm going to be the only one that asks it, but I'm going to ask it. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers roll into week 16 against the Las Vegas Raiders on Christmas Eve with Mitch Trubisky as their starting quarterback? What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah Strackpine. Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to-go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. Find us on youtube.com/allsteelerstalk or anywhere you get your podcasts. And today, I'm going to ask the question, and I think the question needs to be asked. Is Mitch Trubisky the starting quarterback for the Steelers for another week? And I'm not saying that he deserves to be. I'm not saying that he should surpass Kenny Pickett or there should be any controversy. Hear me out here. I just think that maybe the Steelers let things roll. They played very well against the Panthers, and they keep Kenny Pickett sidelined without rushing him back from a concussion for another week. Why? Because their season is still alive. There's no need to rush back your rookie who has his second concussion of the season, second within 8 weeks of each other. Definitely a concerning number. While your backup has proven that he could stand up to the challenge and keep games within reach and win them. And honestly, this was the most flawless win the Steelers seem to have all season. It was the first time all year long you watched this game and said, start to finish, I kind of feel like the Steelers are going to win. They haven't done that all year. There hasn't been that since one time. Mitch Trubisky comes in round 2, really round 6, but round 2 as a starter, and he pulls it off. So you have to ask the question. At bare minimum, you have to ask the question, is it worth benching Trubisky and bringing Kenny Pickett back? Now, a lot goes into this. You can't just say, oh, yes, definitely. I don't know how far through the concussion protocol Kenny Pickett is, how close he was to being cleared for Sunday. What I do know is that he was very limited in practice throughout the week. He was wearing a visor, which you could take that however you'd like, but when you're practicing indoors, you could somewhat assume that the lights were bothering him, and therefore that's a sign of a concussion. That's still a symptom. And if you look at that and say, okay, well, that's the reason that they held back Kenny Pickett. He didn't clear concussion protocol. He wasn't able to be cleared for the game. Mason Rudolph's the backup. Then why are they rushing him back for another game? And again, look at if he's very close to returning and if he clears concussion protocol tomorrow and the Steelers could begin practicing on Wednesday with Kenny as their starter, that's totally fine. But if you have to anticipate that maybe he'll return or maybe he will not, why wouldn't you just say, okay, let's practice as if Mitch Trubisky is the starting quarterback once again? And again, I'm not saying you open up any quarterback controversy. I'm not saying that you start a competition or that Kenny Pickett loses his job. That's not what I'm saying. That shouldn't be how the Steelers approach this. Kenny Pickett is the future. Kenny Pickett is the guy that you want to start from here on out. Kenny Pickett has earned the job. He has the job. It is what it is. Nothing will change. But if he isn't ready by Wednesday, why not just wait it out? Not have to worry about the offense adjusting to quarterbacks back to back to back in 2 weeks with getting a mix of Mason Rudolph and just allow your offense to flow for 2 games, Christmas Eve against a Raiders team that you do need to beat. You do need to win that game, but maybe you could win it no matter who your quarterback is. Now, before you call me crazy, before the comments filled up with, oh, Noah, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. I'd be saying the same thing. Hear me out. Do I believe that the Steelers should roll with Mitch Trubisky if Kenny Pickett is available? No. Do I think Mitch Trubisky is the better quarterback? No. Do I think that the Steelers' best chances of keeping their season alive is Mitch Trubisky? No, not a chance. And I don't think the Steelers should start drama about the whole situation either. I don't believe that. I think that, again, if Kenny's available, You start him, you play him, you let the offense work with him. He's your future. He's the guy that's going to lead you places. He's by no means the person that you should be benching or hurting his confidence or anything. I'm not saying that. And I agree that Kenny Pickett is their best option. But Mitch Trubisky comes out here and he goes 17 for 22 for 179 yards, doesn't turn the ball over, and the Steelers win flawlessly. You just got to feel good about your backup option. You got to feel good about your options at quarterback without having to freak out about Kenny Pickett returning in time for next Sunday. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't go switching things around and toss a rookie out there in the starting lineup on Sunday after he practices 2 times or Saturday after he practices 2 times. If he can't practice all week, the Steelers are working on a short week. They're going to go Monday, Mike Tomlin press conference. Tuesday is going to be Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be Thursday. Thursday is going to be Friday. Friday, they do a walkthrough, and then they head to the game on Saturday. And if Kenny Pickett can't come back until Wednesday, he's getting 2 days of practice and a walkthrough. I don't know. After not working with the starters for a whole week, just feels like you're taking a risk when there's no need to take a risk. And that's what I'm essentially trying to say. The Steelers don't need to take a risk when they have a backup they feel comfortable enough with to not take that risk. On top of that, Mitch Trubisky looked like he finally knew what was going on. He also looked like he had a connection with his wide receivers. It was the first time all season that there was a Mitch Trubisky, Deontay Johnson formula going on, and Deontay has his biggest game of the season. Finishes the game with, 10 receptions, 98 yards, nearly found the touchdown or the end zone. It just feels like the Steelers have reliability in their backup. They didn't have it before this game. Mitch Trubisky took the warning, took the message from Mike Tomlin, hey, we're going to compete with Mason Rudolph throughout the week. You two will decide on the starting quarterback. There was never a real competition. Mason Rudolph has been used like a doll by the Pittsburgh Steelers for 2 years now, especially this season. But Mitch took that to heart, said, okay, I will change my ways, changed his ways, stopped playing hero football, and just started playing winning football. The rest of the Steelers are clicking enough to just win as long as the quarterback doesn't lose. So at no point should they be looking at the situation and saying, we will win or lose. It is a dire situation to not have our starting quarterback on the football field. It is not. The Steelers have the option. And on a short week with that option, you got to think maybe you take it. Maybe you look at Mitch Trubisky. You don't start a quarterback controversy. You don't start a quarterback competition. You do not hurt Kenny Pickett's confidence. You sit him down and tell him straight up, dude, you're a rookie. You haven't worked with the first team in over a week. It's a short week. We're not rushing you back. We have faith in Mitch. You don't activate him until the game or until after the game. You let Mitch run the offense. You make it very clear to everybody involved that there's no quarterback controversy, and you head into the game with the healthiest, best preparation option. And again, if Kenny Pickett's healthy tomorrow, that all goes out the toilet or the window. It all goes down the toilet. You get rid of that option. But if he's not, and as of right now, he's not, you got to think about it. And you got to take this week day by day. But it's a short week, and you don't have that many days to decide. And you might as well be safe than sorry. This close to the playoffs, this much on the line, I don't know. Play it safe.